back, everybody. Hey, 2 shows in a day. Why not? Sacrifice Hangout. It's a good place to be. Welcome back to Axion Token Channel. Your host, Superman. And I hope you guys are going to enjoy this one. We're going to have a big wrap up. Day 5 ended, and that was the critical milestone before it starts ratcheting up 5% in cost per 10,000 points as we go into the next cycle, next stage, I guess, of the sacrifice phase. So interesting times, folks. Now, did it play out exactly how we thought? No, it didn't. It had a lot more drama than we were expecting for sure. And so that is interesting. Now, the sacrifice itself going brilliantly, obviously, but of course the Hex price followed the market and then overshot as well with a little flash crash. But it's bounced back up. But where's it going to find support? And what's going to happen, obviously, in the next day or two? It's going to be lots of fun, folks. Hey, this is high drama in the sacrifice phase. They've got some variables that you just don't know exactly how they're going to play out. So interesting times. Let me just check the audio, make sure I'm up and running. It sounds pretty good. Looks like I'm up and running. Hey, we're in day 6. Welcome to day 6, folks. Woohoo! Sacrifice day 6. We've got 17 hours and 22 minutes to go until the next 5% increase. So a lot of people will be sacrificing there. So we're going to get into that. I'm not going to go over the sacrifice page in particular, but this is where it is. This is Pulsechain.com. If you want to get on to sacrifice, the links are in the video description. All you have to do is open up the dApp there, and it'll open it up, and you can just hook up your wallet and choose the blockchain you want, choose the tokens you want to sacrifice. Once again, if the sacrifice phase is the first part, it's optional. You don't have to go into it. People are going into it to try to get Pulse coins for when Pulsechain actually launches on the mainnet, and that's the second phase. So pretty cool on that. Obviously, there's in between steps there with the public testnet and with the fork itself, but that's the way it's going to roll, folks. So let's get into all the data. I'm going to just quickly check the chat, see we've got people in there saying hello already, and get into that. Hey, we've got C3 Works in there. Hey, welcome, C3 Works. Good to see you. Excellent, and I agree, it is excellent. So let's get into some of the numbers and see where we're up at the moment. So the video is titled basically that we're 5 days and 6 hours in, and we're on day 6. So here we roll. Let's get into some of the action that we've had around that critical time, the end of day 5, which was 6 hours ago, and let's see what led up to that. We had some drama in the couple hours leading up to it, not really expected by anybody. Interesting times, and the timing was pretty funny, actually. Not funny, but funny, if you know what I mean. But there we are. Let's get into the amount of sacrifice at the moment. I'm just going to refresh this page, get into the chat, say hello, everybody. Let's keep it on Pulsechain topic, though, so that we stay on topic. It's always good and helpful. And obviously, constructive comments and stuff like that's always good, too. All right, so here we are, folks. We've got the Hex reached 2.5 billion Hex sacrifice. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Man, that's just going up really nicely. So if the Hex price finds support and then starts recovering, as I'm expecting it to do, and then, man, that value is just going to rocket with all this Hex going in there. Very cool at the moment. Let's have a quick look at how much that's worth at the moment. 288,530,000 US dollars at the moment. 164,000 ETH equivalent. So pretty awesome stuff. You can see the change in volume there. The price down 25.59%. We're currently sitting here on the Etherscan at 11.5 cents. So that's where we're at that moment. So pretty awesome. US dollars, beautiful. Over 100 million. So that strategy to take the Ethereum, which looks like going into USDC, paid off. 100 million, over 100 million there, and I'm going to watch that climb. That's going to climb. DAI stable 23.2 million, and what else we got there? We got Tether USD 14.6 million. Beautiful, 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 and that's looking great in the sacrifice there with all that USD stable coins. Keeps the value the same. Very nice. We've also got 88 ETH in there at the moment, and obviously that's obviously getting sent out and probably put into USDC as we expect. Hey, let's quickly get in the chat there. We've got Mr. Froz. Hey, Mr. Froz, welcome. It's good to have Mr. Froz, a very good friend of mine. Great to see you in there. And Drew, my bro, cheer indeed. Like the lingo, and glad to see you, Mr. Froz, as well. And what a Mr. Froz sacrifice going huge. It is going huge. So really awesome times, and we're only in day 6 out of 19. Hope Hex up fast, says Joshua Morales. Yes, absolutely. I agree with you on that. All right, that's the overview at the moment. That's the market value. The market value of the sacrifice doesn't include Bitcoin, Bitcoin Cash, and the other ones. It's only the Ethereum tokens. Just take that into account. So let's jump over to Pulse Lead. Now this Pulse Lead, this is in the description, I believe. Pulse Lead is also in the video description if you want to check it out. I'll actually paste the Etherscan so you can actually see the address if you want to look at it yourself. So there's the Sacrifice ETH ERC 20 Sacrifice site. So you can check that out if you wish and save it to your favorites. It's always a good one. So check that out. Now let's go to Pulse Lead. This is obviously where we get a nice timestamp. So this has like an hourly timestamp of when stuff goes in. So it gives you an idea. Over $500 million, folks, on the timestamp stuff. Nice, nice. $500 million. On we go upwards to 1 billion. And once again, if all the prices recover, the Hex price recovers, all that sort of stuff, and obviously it's going to go higher. So we're going to watch out for that. Obviously, we don't know the future exactly, but we're just playing probability. All right, we've got enough bullish factors in the sacrifice phase, and for Pulsechain, we're playing that. Obviously, the market had a pullback, and we're going to look at that shortly too. So there we are. Total sacrifice so far: 522,964,588. But that doesn't include, once again, the non-Ethereum tokens. So to take that into account, we believe that there's. Well, last time I checked, there was. Last time I saw of Richard there was over 12 million in Bitcoin or something, and over 2 million in Bitcoin Cash, but that's probably could have completely changed by now. All right, so they're pretty cool. We've got day 5 is ended. You can see that. That's the formality there, and sacrifice phase ends in 13 days, 17 hours, and 17 minutes. So pretty cool. We're just going to jump back to actually Pulsechain. We're going to check where we are on there. There's the white line. You can see that we passed 5 days, and now we're going up 5% per day. So we've got that amount of time left for the day to tick over, which is 17 hours and 17. So even if you sacrifice today, it's actually quite a small penalty at this stage, 5% on the cost. So instead of $1.05, so you get the point. So it's still relatively low. We'll see what whales do. That's what a lot of people are speculating on the price. What will whales do to that price at some stage? And that's the big speculation play. All right, let's go to the actual sacrifice at the moment. Look, we've got some big news, folks. Big news in the top list. This is just Ethereum only, remember. So that's obviously once the final calibrations of non-Ethereum wallets, it will adjust a little bit. But look at this, folks. We've got 4 wallets now in over 10 million. In the last live stream we had earlier today, which was about 12 hours ago or so, we had 3. We had 3. So now we had 29 points. We had that 30 million. We had, I think it's this one here, 39C. We had that one there, and we had 39. We had this CD39, which actually looks like it's gone up from 11 million up to 15 million. And then, of course, we've had this third one here, 19 million, and so forth. So I'm pretty sure I got the right order there, but we can double check on the previous video. But we're basically, my main point is that we've got 4 people in there at the moment, and one of them has increased their sacrifice to compete. So interesting stuff there. Obviously, this is going to be the top of the range where we get that 2.5 volume multiplier. Remember, it's earlier is better, and obviously the bigger is better, and so that volume multiplier is really key. That's why we see a lot of people delaying percentages of their sacrifice, trying to play the price up despite the penalty, trying to get the price up. So far that really hasn't happened. So day 2 and stuff like that seems to have been the best day so far, and that's the way it's rolling so far. All right, so let's quickly scroll down there. We're going to go to top 100 and see what the top 100 is. We've got top 100 now is 628,000. Remember earlier in our video 12 hours ago, if you had about 518,000, I think it was, you would have been in the top 100. Now you need 628,000 to be in the top 100. That's just based on the ETH sacrifices so far. Let's have a quick look at the number of millionaires that we've got that have sacrificed. We're up to 60. I think last time we checked, we had, was it 41, I think? So we're up to 60 now. So that's up dramatically as well, about 19 from memory. So some big changes in numbers just within 12 hours. We kind of expect that, of course. We had the 5-day cutoff, so a lot of people will be getting their sacrifice in there. A lot of them may have had a lot of those bags already to sacrifice, so that's how that's rolling at the moment. Pretty cool on that. So that's a bit of summary of that. Let's quickly do the top 1,000 wallets and see where that has gone to. Remember last time it was about 52,000 or something to be in the top 1,000 wallets. We'll check and see where we are now on that. I just got to view the data, of course. Let's hopefully that refresh properly. Show amount 1,000. Yep. So hopefully that's updated, and we'll go scroll all the way down. Here we go. So 1,000 is now 60. So we're at about 52,000 from memory, and now we're up to about 60 to get into the top 1,000. 60,000 US dollars, folks. This is based on the Ethereum amount, doesn't include the Bitcoin sacrifices and Bitcoin Cash, etc. So there we are, folks, looking pretty big. So that gives you an idea, depending on what you're investing, of what you know that level is. Let's have a quick look at the top 5,000 wallets. And if you recall, last time we were at about, I think it was about 5,000 to 7,000. I think we actually finished at 7,000 on the top 5,000 wallets. So we're going to check that out and see what it is now. So it was 7,000, and we'll check out to see what it is now. Here we go. So we're going to scroll all the way down. We're at the moment. Hopefully we'll get to the bottom there. There's a lot of accounts obviously loading in. We'll finally get down to the bottom, 5,000. So now it's gone from 7,000 to 9,000. So getting the top 5,000 sacrifice wallets, you need to be over 9,000 now. It's gone from 7 to 9. So it's the numbers change pretty big, but it gives you a context about your sacrifice as opposed to everybody else's, and of course that that's how it's going to play out. So anyway, that site needs to be reloaded. All that data downloading of all those accounts. So that gives you an idea anyway of the size of just sacrifices in the top 5,000 wallets at least. So and that volume multiplier, how that will play out over time potentially, between 1 and 2.5. All right, so that's pretty cool. You can see the sacrifice gone up just a little bit there while we've been live streaming. Let's have a quick look at the price. I mean, this is obviously the big deal. So the big news, obviously, we reached 2.5 billion hex sacrificed. Awesome stuff. And let's quickly check what that percentage is before we go to the market price. And let's go over here. We can actually see this is the one I've been watching. Remember closely is the amount percentage. I've always said that about 5% liquid in hex. So if that gets squeezed, that's pretty awesome. And now we're already up to 0.396% with that 2.5 billion. Awesome stuff. So that 5 is going down to about, what's it, about 4.6. I mean, these are approximate numbers. So this, that's the way it's going. Everyone's got a rule of thumb at the moment. It's about 5 or less than 5. So this depends on who you ask. But we're obviously squeezing down 5 to 4.6. It's slowly squeezing. And the more it squeezes, the more, pumpermentals you've got going forward. And that's on both chains as well. And obviously, like I say, if you've got people staking longer, which we have, if you've got that liquidity squeeze going down from 5% down to 4.6 at the moment, approximately, and then if you've got more wallets, which we've seen earlier in the day is rocketing up huge, like 1,300 wallets a day, and stakers are going up, at least 400 stakers net a day. So it's pretty awesome. I think we had about 1,400 on the staker app earlier. So some pretty impressive numbers going in there as well. So you're getting all those 3 factors together. Beautiful. That doesn't mean you can't have a flash crash. And that's what I'm saying. You can't. It doesn't mean all you need is the price is as good as the last seller. As soon as you get a couple of big sellers in on a small liquidity in the pools, you can actually get that moving down. But also, it works the other way where you get the price moving up pretty fast too. So interesting stuff happening there. All right, so you can see how all the markets, if we click on the sacrifice, you can see the little green light there. It has made it onto the pie chart. I love that stuff. And I'm watching this number big time because I'm watching that squeeze get on the liquidity. So pretty awesome stuff on that. Hope you guys enjoyed that one. Crypto Nominous, try staying on in the top 1,000 every few hours and pushed out. Have to keep topping up. Wow. Well, that's awesome. Go for gold, Cryptominous. There's a lot of days to go, but I wish you the very best. And it's great that you can be in the top 1,000 there. Very nice. All right, so let's quickly go. Let's quickly go and look at the market. After all, we had that little hex price flash crash, and that's where we're at the moment. So you can actually see on the chart. We'll go full screen. This is the US dollar pair, and so we'll have a quick look at US dollars. Just checking to see. So US dollar pair. I'm not sure what pool this one is, but you can see that we actually had a huge price flash crash. This is what I call flash crash. Bounces down, but then comes back up. So that's what I mean by that terminology. So here we go. We're down about 51%, I think it was, down just under 8 cents. And then we're now back up, of course, and we're down about 30 cents from when it actually took the move. Took the move around 16 cents. And so that was about 2 o'clock my time. So about 4 hours before the sacrifice closed, that's when it started moving. And now you can see we had a little jump back up to 14 cents here in the middle, but then it's still capitulated down. So the market got shocked, quite a bit of shock, plus the sacrifice had actually finished. So by this time, the sacrifice had actually finished as well. We clicked over that time, and then the market still got shocked, and the selling was still in play. So where are we going to find a bottom? It seems like around about now, but you just never know, and we're going to have to wait to see. We've got some indexes here which show you that we're still not out of the woods yet. So we're waiting for these to cross over these lines. So the CCI, the MACD, and obviously got the DMI there. So just waiting for that to sort of move in a more positive light. So we'll see how we go overnight. Obviously still super bullish on the Hex price going up over the sacrifice phase. It's just how that pattern's going to play out once you've had a shock like this. All we need is some big buys to come in, and the thing can turn around pretty fast, as we know. Because as it can go fast down on small liquidity in the pools, it can go up fast too. All right, so watch out for that. Let's go to the markets and see what actually happened there. So we've got Bitcoin below 30,000, and obviously that's looking, if it holds at 29 and pops back over, very good. And it could keep moving sideways. Obviously, people are expecting it to keep waterfalling down, and we are in bearish climate now. And so you've got Ethereum there, it fell down to about, what, 1730 or something like that. So that's showing weakness, right? That's this clear bear weakness. And it keeps, getting back into this position, and it would really need to bounce back up as you would want to see. We get a bit of a green hour at the moment. Can that gain some momentum? We'll find out. And because nothing's inevitable, right? Nothing's inevitable to go down. You can always say there's going to be 85% bearish correction, but nothing's inevitable. So we'll see how that plays out. 24 hours, of course, is down about 6%. Let's go into Ethereum and check out the timing, and you see the timing's pretty similar to when Hex got pulled down. So as soon as we had that sort of a sharp dive in Ethereum, Bitcoin, you saw a couple of wallets decide to sell down on the Hex, and that's all you needed. And then it just started hammering down from there, or hemorrhaging down from there. So let's quickly go to 24 hours here, and you can see that we're looking at for 1400 on my time, and you can see that this is when the price started moving down, and that's exactly when the Hex price started moving, getting hemorrhaging here and started selling down. So that's how it played out. Obviously, we kept falling, and it went down to about 1728. Has recovered a bit. Then it's gone down to dipped it back down to 1733. Now back at 1760. So we'll see where that goes overnight. Obviously, when the American traders and all that sort of stuff get playing into the game, we'll see how that goes. We're still down 60% from all-time high, so pretty bearish if you ask me. So let's quickly go back up to the Hex, and we're going to quickly check the price. Obviously, Hex is the number one token, 2.5 billion sacrificed at the moment. So this is the one we're really looking at the moment. Let's quickly go down to the trade history on the US dollar pair, and you can see I've ordered it by the size of the cells at the moment. So this is going to be interesting. Obviously, there's a couple of pools. If we look at the pools, we've got the Vision 2 pool, which is the main one, which has jumped up. Remember, it was 49 million Hex in there when we last talked earlier today, 12 hours ago. Now it's back up from 40, I think it was 47, back up to 57. So that's filled up. Obviously, we want that to get small. The less Hex is in the pools, obviously there's a higher price. And the Vision 3 USD's got 20 million in there. I believe that had about 12 in there, I think, from memory last time that we looked. So that's the main one there. So that's still makes up 85% of the liquidity for Hex trading is in those two US pools on the different version of Uniswap, Vision 2 and Vision 3. All right, so let's jump back to there. What I want to show is that we had this. Remember, if it was 1400 hours was the first move down. If you remember, 1400 hours was this move here and this one here, and then obviously we had this big dip down here. See, this all it's spiked down to 8 cents and back up again, and that was 1700 hours. So we just go down here. We can actually see at 1700 hours we had over 500,000 sell there, and you can see the price they got was just under 10 cents. So that sent the price, boop, and then whatever came after, boop, boop, down it went. You like my sound effects? I hope so. So that's what happened there. And we also got some other stuff around 1700. We had a buy here come in and stuff like that. So if we go down to 1400, you can see we had a big sell, 260,000 US dollars. So this is some of the big energy that pushed the price down. And this gives you an idea just in this particular pool and so forth. So you've got other stuff there. 1400 hours, we had $184,000 and so forth. So those are the 14. And obviously 1600 was pretty hardcore too. So if we climb up to the 1600, we can see that this is 1400 hours. 1500 hours and 1600 hours. So that's like 4 o'clock in the afternoon and so forth. So that's how we roll. So by the time we got 17, it's like 5 o'clock in the afternoon. That's what happened there. So interesting stuff. Obviously, we're going to see where it lands at the moment. So that's where it's good to see it back over 10 cents. It's good to see that for sure. Right, let's go back into some of the chat there. Nothing's in the chat, so I'll continue on with my commentary on this. So that's where it's at. We're going to see how it goes overnight, and we'll wake up in the morning, or at least my time. I'm down here in good old New Zealand, and obviously it's pretty late, about 11:46 p.m. So I'll be going to sleep after this, no doubt. So pretty cool. So we're going to watch that in the morning. You know, I'm going to do a live stream in the morning on the update. So it'll be probably about another 11 hours from now. I'll be back on doing another update as I'll be doing normally do. So it's really kind of a special one because we had day 5 close was pretty epic, and obviously 2.5 billion hex sacrifice is awesome, and we're getting that percentage stuff up to 0.4% of all hex sacrifice. Nice. And so there is really good stuff going. Obviously the hex price flash crash was not really expected, and the market moving as well at that time just before, just like almost coincidence. It seems kind of weird, right? But that's what happened. And all you need, as I say, you just to get a couple big sellers, and boom, 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 boom. Others followed in after them, and that followed the market there. Normally, so we'll see how it goes. And let's quickly go to Richard Hart. So Richard Hart posted some tweets on that, which I thought was quite nice, just to show, we do get dips in hex. So that's just part of the thing. He's always said that, and that's always that does happen. So we're going to jump over to Richard Hart. So obviously this is, he said 21 minutes, 7 hours ago, 21 minutes left until the sacrifice ends. So that was nice for him to send that out so that you had a bit of time. And then he's got this. This is 6 hours ago. This is what the bot tells you when you type exclamation dip in Telegram _ hex crypto. And so it's got a nice little commentary here. Hex life-changing wealth creation comes with extreme price volatility. Many successful investors have had to withstand harsh price fluctuations on its way up to 2 million percent X return. In 7 years, the Bitcoin price dipped 94%, 95%, 81%, 86% on some exchanges. It flash crashed as close to $0 as possible. Amazon dropped 95% too. Now it's 50% of all internet sales in the United States. So just showing that these things do happen. And in its first year, Hex price has dipped 81%, 73%, 59%, 67%, 87%, and then gone on to make all new time highs, which it has, obviously. Price dips are often opportunities for the impatient to give their money to the impatient, or to the patient, sorry. Hex's large price movements up and down are a feature, not a bug. And that's always true, as you see. Hex large price movements up and down are a feature, not a bug. People that buy the tops and sell the bottoms hand their money to those that buy bottoms and sell tops. Now, there was a seller out there that obviously, and I may have talked about that, was like 23 million hex or something. They may not be able to get back in, right? So you got to think about that. If you got big OG bags, you sell those down, you may not be able to get back in. And sometimes people end up buying back higher. So you find out who's got loose hands too. You find out who's got diamond hands. So there's a lot of that plays out as well. So very cool. Notice that Hex tells you right here on the front page that the prices go up and down violently. Bitcoin and Ethereum's websites do not. And the most important thing to use is the price. What would be most important than discussing it? Hex is about realistic expectations. So nice one there on that one from Richard. Thought it was pretty cool. Let me just go back there. I think I've gone a bit ahead there on myself. Let's go back up. This, by the way, has been on the website for over a year. So just saying that all that commentary there about price fluctuations is on there. You can expect price flash crashes, and you can expect also to go up pretty strongly as well. So that's just the way it goes. When I want to know what's going on in the Hex price, I go to Telegram Hex Trading. There's some really smart guys in there. So if you want to get really detailed commentary on the prices, check out Hex Trading. I'll actually probably post this. Let me just click on this one. And if you want to find out really like the intricate details, I've just kind of given a broadish brush to it. But if you want to check that out, go check Hex Trading. And there's a lot of pros in there that keep a track of all the trading accounts and stuff like that. So go check out that. That's the one there, Hex Trading. Hey, Jay Domino, good to see you in the chat there. And how many X's do you think Pulse will get in year with this big supply? Well, we're going to find out. I don't have any particular forecast on it at this stage. I'm going to do one. I'm planning to do one, but I don't have one at the moment. So we'll find out soon enough. I think that a couple of cents is possible. So we'll see how it values up from there. It may get even much higher than that, of course. We'll wait and see. I am going to do analysis on that, but I haven't done it yet. Jay Domino, good question. All right, so let's go back out of there. Right. So I have got a video on that actually. I think about it on the original amount of we had 1.1 trillion pulse, but obviously we're well above that now and multiple trillion supply. But you can check that. I think it's my first or second video on Pulsechain on this channel, so maybe you want to go and check that out. It gives you a price range. Also includes Big Pep's original commentary as well. He's obviously, I like his commentaries a lot. So T shares, they are the key, master them. So just reaffirming that, how I sort of said, we've got stakers, we've got that liquidity squeeze from 5%, which is like the holy grail, and then we've got increased demand and wallets. So we've seen all those three play out, and he's basically talking about the staker stuff with the T shares, and that's, you've got to master those because that's going to just keep going up. So the more T shares you have by staking, the better. So there we are. We've got also Hex shares explained in 1 minute, so you can check that out on the video. I did that 4 hours ago. And so it's just bring people down to earth about, this is all part of the fundamentals, and it's not a bug, it's a feature. So pretty cool on that. All right, that's looking good. So there's that Hex trading one, and so forth. So it doesn't look like we've got a lot of questions there. Make sure you subscribe, like, and share, and hit the bell, of course. And if you want to become a member of this channel, hit the join button. We've got 4 different categories: Axionites, Elites, Heroes, and Krakens. And obviously we're doing a lot of commentary and content coverage. Just a quick way of getting a good update on the Pulsechain going forward, because it is huge. It's exciting. We're only in day 6, and man, it's just going to ramp up. You can guarantee it's going to be a lot of fun. And look at the ride so far. It's been pretty epic. Every day has been some pretty spectacular thing happen. And so enjoy the ride. Enjoy the journey, as I always say. All right, so that's pretty much that. Let's go back to the sacrifice, and we're going to reload this. Hopefully it's going to load again. What's what happens when you load up 5,000 transactions in there? So there we have 523, and this is a beautiful leaderboard. Look at this, 30 million, 220 millions basically, and 15 million there. Awesome. But look at some of these, even underneath it. 8.7, 8.3, 7, 7, 5. There's a lot of money in there. You can imagine this is only day 6. Imagine by the end of day 6, by the end of day 19, man, there's a lot of money coming into this. This is going to be a super duper raise. Like I said, EOS had one. I can't remember the exact term. I think it was 351 days, but they had raised 4 billion. But I mean, Hex is going to do, Pulsechain is going to do that within 19 days. So just less than 3 weeks. It's going to maybe not do 4 billion, but it's going to do a huge raise in that time. Maybe 1.6 billion, something like that. We're going to find out exactly what it's going to be, but it's certainly started off super well. And that there's a lot of whales out there, so that's the variable, that's the wild card. What are the whales going to do over this next period? And so we'll see how the price tracks towards that as well. All right, so very cool. It just takes me back actually to Richard's comment about saying how a lot of big token founders have contacted him saying that they're keen on going in on sacrifice. So that variable's out there too. So that makes you wonder, what exactly will happen as well with the sacrifice volumes. But so far, in my view, they're spectacular at this stage. So let's refresh this market price stuff here, and we'll see where that goes. Let's have a quick look. Yeah, so still 2,509 million Hex in there, and looking pretty good. 160,000 ETH, 281,000 US dollars at the moment. But once again, if the price jumps back, let me go to the price chart. I'm going to go full screen again. We'll get rid of the rest of those indices. If the price does the old reboot up there, then you're back up. Let's say we even get back to 17 cents or something like that, and then that's up 46% on that value. So you can see that 46% on that's pretty huge. So let's say that we go, let's just say 50%, so that's 140. That'll be 420 million if it gets back up to that 17 cents mark on the value at the moment. So 280 to 420, pretty nice on that. And 2.5 billion, beautiful stuff. how much many billions is going to be on there. I hope that it gets up to, I've sort of got this head in my mind that 2% would be pretty cool over the 19 days. So let's see we get to there. Obviously that 5% gets squeezed down to 3%. And then for the only really inflation, the only stuff that you get that's coming out is from the stakers, because, the Origin wallet controls, 90% of the rest of it. And obviously got some on the Uniswap. But of course, if the price goes up, then the Uniswap amount of Hex goes down, as we saw earlier today. And so there's lots of variables to play out. It's a fun game. Sacrifice phase is going to be fun. And obviously we've got the test net's going to come out. It looks like it's going to come out pretty soon. And then obviously the public test net, that is. And then after that, if that's successful, then we will get the fork happening, and then we'll get the airdrop. So we'll get that fork and basically the system state copy of Pulsechain, and then Pulsechain will launch. And then price discovery, of course, pricing everything up from zero. All the copies on Pulsechain start from zero, including Pulsecoin, and that's going to be a fun ride too. So we've got the sacrifice going to be pretty epic. Then we've got obviously the test net's going to be fun, and then we've got the Pulsechain startup, and then the price discovery. So welcome to adventure in crypto land. It truly is exciting. And like I say, it's the biggest airdrop in history. It's a full system state copy of Ethereum, never been done before, pricing up from zero. And then, of course, the gold rush. If you pick the right coins in particular, they could do particularly well. So it's going to be pretty neat. We're going to have, obviously, a Pulse Uniswap. We're going to have a bridges as well over to Ethereum and stuff like that. So it's going to play out interesting indeed. All right, I think that's probably a good wrap up. That's a good just catch up. It's half an hour, just over half an hour. Join me tomorrow, of course. I'll be back in about 11, 12 hours, and we'll do the full 1 hour coverage and see how we get done overnight. All the Americans going to be up and awaking trading, and they move volumes a lot. So we'll see how that goes. All right, hope you guys enjoyed this. Please subscribe, like, and share. Hit the bell for further notifications, and I'll catch you tomorrow. Woohoo! Onwards and upwards. Enjoy the sacrifice if you decide to go in. Obviously, nothing in this video is financial advice. Do your own due diligence, and catch you tomorrow. Cheers.